Hey guys, girls, and NB homies. The mind of the subject will struggle to create memories where none exist, but you can call me Church. Welcome to Church on Monday, the show where I talk at you about shit I like, and I don't know if I've told you guys this before, but I like red versus blue. So this week we're going to be talking about Season 3, and I didn't just jump in at a random number, so if you want to check out the previous two seasons, which I discussed and analyzed, you can check this box here, you can click this annotation, if I remembered to put it up there, and if I forgot, you can check in the description down below for the playlist. But let's just jump straight into Season 3, and you may notice that I'm talking pretty quickly right now. That's because this season is fucking massive. There are basically 4 fucking arcs in this one season. And I was really happy rewatching this because I had forgotten that this is one of my favorite seasons from the early series. It's really fucking funny. It has a lot going on in it, and it's a really good season. Hey, Suchan, no. Okay. Say hi to everybody, Suchan. Oh, yes. Oh, mwah. So, the summary this time around it's gonna go quickly. I'm gonna try to compress it like a production by Franklin D. Donut. And so, Season 3.
And action!
We start off where we left off in the previous season, where everybody has gone through the teleporters and has been split up. Tucker is wounded in Blood Gulch with Donut, and now Sheila and Tex. Simmons is stuck in a nexus of teleporters, while Sarge and Caboose are in an online match populated entirely by red and blue zealots who worship their respective flags.
Stop fighting, everyone, stop fighting!
What do blues look like to me?
Everyone, look unto me! I possess the blue flag!
It's more beautiful than I ever imagined.
That, of course, leaves Griff and Church, who are teleported to a red-based prison in Sidewinder.
Hey, asshole, for the last time, let me out of this goddamn jail cell! Yeah, let him out. He's driving me nuts. Oh, shut up, Red. Nobody asked you.
And they're all blaming each other for coming up with this stupid plan that really fucked them over.
My only choice is to blame Griff for coming up with such a flawed plan.
But we are introduced to a new character, Wyoming.
Right, here's the way this works. I ask you a question, you tell me an answer. One question, one answer. I don't get the answer I like, we've got a problem. And if we've got a problem, you've got a problem. Is that clear?
Who is a freelancer hired by O'Malley to hunt down the Reds and Blues, specifically Tucker.
Bad news, Tucker. I just picked up a feed. You've been tagged.
Tagged? That sounds bad. Unless it means something sexual. Does it mean something sexual?
It means something bad.
And we don't get to see it in this season, but now that he's here, I do want to compliment Wyoming on his immaculate mustache. So Simmons finds Sarge and Caboose and gets them into the teleporter nexus with him.
Okay, there, come through now. Come on, Caboose.
Ooh, that was pretty close, huh?
Simmons, you get an F in efficiency, but I have to give you an A+ in dramatic timing.
And the three start searching for the other Reds and Blues. Using the beacon in Tex's robot body, they're able to configure a teleporter to communicate with Blood Gulch. And Caboose finds the button that activates the bomb in Church's body.
Fuck.
And he accidentally pushes it, and so they find out that Church and Griff are in Sidewinder. So Simmons instructs Donut on how to rewire the teleporter to take them all to Sidewinder.
Okay, here they come. Yeah, I knew I could fix a teleporter.
And they all show up to battle Doc and Wyoming. Now, we're like 5 minutes in, and it sounds like we're getting close to the end of the season, right? No, not even Not even fucking close. We are maybe generously a third of the way through. So they all meet up in Sidewinder, and O'Malley reveals that he found the secret weather control unit that Sarge built into Lopez.
Lopez, activate weather control routines. Okay.
And he fixed it with his sinister D batteries.
Oh, Samson's back here! They found our secret weapon! I developed a weather control device, but I was missing one critical piece of technology to make it work.
Yes, and now that I've located those D batteries, the universe will be mine!
That's right. Doc gave Lopez the D. So he activates this weather control system because he's just an insane AI who thinks he can somehow conquer the universe by controlling the weather on Sidewinder. Simultaneously, Church's gut is ticking with this massive bomb that Sarge implanted in it. So there's all this chaos, and then suddenly Church goes off.
Guys, I hate to interrupt, but 0 seconds.
What? Oh, son of a...
And we find ourselves in Halo 2.
We're in the future. Things are very shiny here.
So the explanation here is that the interaction between the bomb and Lopez's weather control unit activating blasts most of the reds and blues into the future, but blasts Church back in time.
Don't you see? If Church was facing forward during the explosion, and that blew us into the future, that could mean that he was blown backward into the past. What the hell? Where the hell am I?
We'll get back to the time travel eventually. After the summary, I will explain what I think is going on here. So the explosion scatters the reds and blues across time, but Donut, Sarge, Griff Simmons, Tucker, and Caboose are all in this, desert. They find a broken down warthog and discover on its radio that Tex is sending out a distress signal. Well, not a distress signal, she's just signaling to them to come here. And it turns out she has found O'Malley because he and Lopez have settled into this ancient alien facility.
Yes, this place will do nicely for an evil lair. No más quiero un cuarto solo para mí. No me gusto compartir con el vacío.
I'm already fucking exhausted. And one of the Red Zealots who were recruited to attack Doc and O'Malley from the online match that Sarge and Caboose were in, well, he's recruited by O'Malley to help them out.
Hello? What do you want?
The disembodied voice of God! I hear you, Holy One! I have made it to the temple and await your command!
Up here. Hello? Red 4 on. Eyes up. Chop, chop.
Oh, greetings! Are you the gatekeeper of the temple?
Us? No, we just moved in.
They adopt this poor little misled zealot who thinks he's on a spiritual pilgrimage. But Tex finds them and she builds a bomb. And the reason she hasn't delivered the bomb to the facility yet is because it's really fucking heavy.
Why didn't you just plant the bomb then instead of putting an X on the floor? I can't carry it.
What?
What was that?
It's too heavy, okay? You happy?
Yeah, kind of.
I need one of you idiots to carry it.
Nobody can carry it except Caboose.
I can carry it. I guarantee you'll need 2 people.
No, it's true. He's got crazy strength. Church and I think it's God's way of compensating. See?
And so the Reds and Blues agree to help her get rid of O'Malley. Caboose grabs the bomb, and they all storm the facility. In the chaos, Tucker finds his famous energy sword.
Get down! I need assistance!
Hey, asshole!
Huh?
Which will get more development in the next season, which I really hate. Just so you guys know, before next week, Season 4, I remember being one of my least favorite seasons, so I'll see you at the next one. But he gets this sword, and they're storming the facility, and so O'Malley and Lopez bounce. They're like, fuck it, let's go to the secret lab and make a robot army instead. But Caboose delivers the bomb, and it starts going off. It starts counting down, and the facility kind of reacts. It like shuts itself down, so they're locked in here with this giant fucking bomb. Now, that's when we cut back to, well, kind of. That's when we cut back to Church's story. So yeah, Church was blasted back in time. So he is portrayed in Marathon, which is Bungie's previous game series to Halo. And he's actually blasted into this facility like 1800 years before they re-arrive. And since he's an AI possessing a robot body, he can fucking wait. He can move forward in time the regular way. So he decides that he's going to wait until the events of Season 3, or even a little bit previous, and try to prevent the bomb from blowing up. Makes sense as a plan. The problem is, the time travel in this actually works and is consistent, so he's not going to change a fucking thing. But he doesn't know this, so we have this fun 3 episodes of him going through and actually causing all the weird things in the series so far.
Yeah, come on, hurry.
Extra ammo management is disabled. The friendly fire protocol is enabled.
Friendly fire. That's the one that kills teammates, right?
Affirmative.
All right. Disable the friendly fire protocol.
Friendly fire protocol is now disabled. Friendly forces may now be targeted by auto-lock.
Yes! Wait! No!
And we are introduced to Captain Flowers, who was the captain of the blue team before he died of a heart attack before Season 1.
Hey, men. Sorry to interrupt. You mind huddling up, fellas?
Be right there, Captain Flowers.
And he's going to be a little important to a mystery 10 seasons later. So keep that in your mind. But he keeps trying to change things and ends up making tons of fucking copies of himself.
What the hell is all of this? You're God in heaven. No, here he is. Late again.
And in the end, he just gets on the other side of the bomb and is blown forward into the present situation with the other Reds and Blues. So essentially, he did nothing.
Guys, I hate to interrupt, but 0 seconds.
Uh-oh. Church! Oh, what can I tell you, dipshit? For better or for worse, I'm back.
Through your nose. And out through the mouth.
Maybe I get some candles. Would you like some candles or some incense? How about that?
Hey, Andy. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Inner peace and serenity.
I already heard that one.
Yeah, the bomb's sentient, by the way. His name is Andy. So all of this is happening. The Reds are about to leave for the distress signal, when all of a sudden, O'Malley and Lopez come back with a slow-moving robot army.
Prepare for battle! We will break upon the fortress like an evil wind, crushing our opponents with lightning speed! Attack! Charge!
I don't have time to explain why they're so slow. They're slow because it's a joke, so don't ask. So the Reds escape toward the distress signal, which is always a great fucking plan, leaving Donut behind, who steals O'Malley's ghost and catches up with the rest of the Reds. Okay. And a mysterious figure destroys the robot army for the Blues. And this whole time, Church has been hearing from Gary about this alien civilization's prophecy about the Great Destroyer, who is a Shizno. Yes, this all sets up season 16 and 17. We'll get into the Shizno paradox when we get there. This mysterious figure destroys the robot army, and Church is like, who's the fucking Great Destroyer then? And Gary is freaking out. He's like, the Great Destroyer is here, the Great Destroyer is here. And then we end on a shot of an elite sneaking up on Church.
The Great Destroyer has arrived. Stand near. The Great Destroyer has arrived. Stand near.
Oh, come on, Gary, stop. Hey, if Tex is not the Destroyer from the prophecy, then who is? Gary?
Knock, knock.
there.
And that's most of season 3. That's the best I fucking got. So there's actually a lot to talk about here. I'm gonna start off pedantically. You know, the thing that everyone has to poke holes in, the time travel. I'm actually not going to be poking a bunch of holes because, first off, it's actually pretty consistent, surprisingly. And second off, they don't take it very fucking seriously. Even later in the series, again, ignoring Shizno Paradox, they kind of write off this whole season's time travel thing. But the truth is, it does kind of work. You see, the others being blown into the future is possible. If they were blown forward near the speed of light, time could have relatively moved much faster around them. Easy shit. Simple space-time travel. Now, Church going into the past, we can talk about that because the implication there is that the bomb within him opened up a very small wormhole that only worked on him, and he was sucked into the past. This is possible, according to relativity. And since he is an AI possessing a robot, he can literally just wait until the future comes. No problem there. Now, the problems we can get into is the paradox of trying to change things, but they cover their asses because in this, the time travel is closed loop. It had always been there. Church causes all of the things that cause him to go back in time, and then is just sent forward at the end of that loop, tying it up nicely with a little fucking bow.
Hey, everybody.
Like, it's really good, and he's actually emasculated by the fact that he couldn't actually change anything.
So, you went back in time and didn't change anything.
Yeah. I was just like a passive observer.
I would have tried to save your life. For me.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
I would have tried to save Tex, too.
Well, I didn't, Caboose. I didn't try to save me. I didn't try to save Tex. And I sure as hell didn't make millions of copies of myself trying to keep the bomb from going off.
Oh. Because that was my next suggestion.
Leave me alone, Caboose. I didn't want to mess with the timeline.
And talking about emasculation, right off the bat, this season likes to talk about systems of oppression. It gets into religion.
It's more beautiful than I ever imagined.
Misogyny.
All these girls want to talk about is chick stuff. And not the fun chick stuff like ribbons and unicorns. Boring stuff like oppression and a hostile work environment.
Institutional racism, even.
Wait a second. Are you black? Me? Yeah. Does it matter? No. I'm just curious. Well, if it doesn't matter, then why are you curious? I don't know. I guess that's just something I should have picked up on after all this time. You know what else you should have picked up on? My fucking first name!
I mean, shit. Doc is a perfect example of how our society's lack of a support system for mentally ill individuals villainizes them within that society. How homeless people are cast as leeches or actual detriments to quote-unquote normal people. Now, am I saying that Doc is a good example of someone with DID in media? No. Nope, it's bad. It's very bad. But they're not claiming to be an authority on that. It's just kind of highlighting a system that parallels the real world. And so I would build off of the idea from the last season that I came up with, where it shows the cycle of violence that Doc is participating in. How institutions turn victims into antagonists, because really they have no choice but to violently revolutionize, but people in similar situations or in the same class are taught that violence is a direct attack on them. So those similarly victimized can't coordinate because they're separated by arbitrary identifiers, which subcategorizes the entire group and makes each category easier to control. Yeah, this is a Pepsi household. I think that's the main idea that I want to get out of this one. Again, not super looking forward to the next episode because I don't like season 4, but over the massive amount of rewatches I'll have to do to squeeze any philosophical meaning out of it, I may warm up to it. We'll just have to see. Let's go on this journey together. But ultimately, season 3 feels like it uses its time very well. It does start to drag near the end. You start thinking, well, fuck, this season has to be over. But overall, it's a lot of fun the entire time. Time travel's fun, but the setups at the end, I'm not so keen on. It does start to build Tucker as the very good character who's in the later seasons. One of my favorites in, like, the freelancer era. So, overall, I like season 3. Alright, well, as always, you guys can like, share, and subscribe. Have a fantastic week. Love ya. Bye. Watch me move. Yeah, I'm dancing like I'm drunk. Girl, it's 'cause I'm fucking drunk. I don't really